They're going to Boston tomorrow and Wednesday to play a couple of exhibition games. They're calling them summer camp games. You talked about Pearson hitting 100 on the radar gun. He's going to be pitching tomorrow night. I mean, what are we expecting to see from Nate Pearson tomorrow night in Boston and going forward this season?
Well, I tweeted out yesterday a potential timeline. I had him going Wednesday if they wanted to push the day back by another day just because of the service time considerations.
Oh, but my mistake on that.
When you look at the scenario, he's going to go Tuesday now, so that would line him up.
So he is going Tuesday. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
He is going Tuesday.
Okay.
I thought they'd push him back a day, maybe Wednesday, just to be safe in terms of the big picture timeline. But the day doesn't matter. So he'll be lined up for potentially Sunday. And they have left a TBA on the sheet at this point. It's going to be Hyunjin Ryu Friday. Matt Shoemaker Saturday, followed by TBA. So I think there's a little bit of a mind game going on there where, Pearson would be lined up to go. But, with the service time stuff, the realistic scenario is that he probably throws some sort of bullpen that day, and then you line him up 5 days later when the service time considerations lapse, and you call him up and you stick him on a big league mound, and you have fun watching him throw gas. And he's one of the ultimate wild cards for this team this year, because when you add Ryu to the mix, and you envision Pearson, if he steps in and is one of those guys that doesn't have an adjustment period, is able to really be a kind of a top of the rotation guy, or at least a mid-rotation guy right away, it kind of changes the entire equation for this team pretty quickly. Because if you have a nice 1-2 punch like that, there is some depth behind him. So, his adjustment period is going to be the thing that, you really have to keep an eye on, because not a lot of pitchers come up and are successful right away. But if he is one of those Walker Buehler, Clayton Kershaw types, man, then it gets interesting real quick.
Yeah, no kidding, man. That would be a completely different world for this rotation and his fan base, for that matter. I mean, we haven't seen a kid come up and do that in quite some time. I guess Stroman did to an extent, but not with this level of anticipation. I mean, I don't think he's quite at Vladdy's hype from a year ago, but I would say he was where Bichette was in terms of the hype machine, wouldn't you, Scotty?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, this guy's one of the top 2-3 pitching prospects in baseball, depending on who you like and who your preference is. Is a top 10 prospect in baseball. And, when you look at the scouting reports, you look at, the pedigree, you look at the fact he's 6'6", 245. He throws 100. He's got a nasty wipeout slider. He's got a breaking ball, a curveball that's coming along. His changeup is still potentially a usable pitch down the road. I mean, all the elements are there for this guy to be an absolute stud. So, and I will say, if the Blue Jays do decide to put him on the mound Sunday and don't worry about those service time considerations, good on them. I mean, it would be a surprise for this organization, for this regime, and just for how long you have to keep them down, which is just about a week. To be safe, keep them down 8 days. Hey, if they do start them on Sunday and don't worry about that extra year of team control, good on them, because the Players Association will take notice of that.
Well, we know, Scotty, that players have resented this tactic by many franchises, not just the Blue Jays, in the way teams can manipulate service time to gain that extra year of control, as you talked about. I mean, has Pearson, expressed any sort of, thoughts about that very topic in the times you've dealt with him over these handful of weeks?
No, not at all. I mean, these guys try to stray from that as far as possible. They know the deal. They know the reality. They've read about prospects before them. They know what happened with Chris Bryant. They know what happened with Vladdy Jr. last year. And it's just one of those things where all you can really say is, look, I'm just trying to pitch, because there's no control, and it's kind of an unspoken, not even an agreement. It's just an unspoken situation that, even when you ask Charlie Montoya today, does he have a chance to crack the opening day roster? And he says he's got a good chance as everybody else. And that's just the song and dance you go through. And I think it's frustrating for fans, and it should be. And that's one of the things, when we get into the fun and exciting 2021 and the CBA starts to ramp up at the end of next year, this is one of the things that's going to be on the table. It's going to be talked about, and it's probably long overdue because it needs to be fixed.